sports across football, but most significantly, we can't but not give credit to Victor Osimhen and Napoli after 33 years eventually emerging as Scudetto champions in Italian Serie A. Victor Osimhen was the one who got the equalizing goal against Udinese in the 52nd minute for Napoli away from home. It is now, crown and jewel for the Neapolitans, as they famously call them, a stadium and a fan and a town full of football lovers across the world. Well, congratulations, Victor Osimhen, as is also the first African player to, emerge with the highest amount of goals. It now has 22 goals in 27 appearances for Napoli, and he would be heading for, the Golden Boot in the championship. Well, congratulations, Victor Osimhen. You've really done Nigeria and African proud. Well, back to the studio. I have a couple of guests here with me in the studio, and a familiar face to my right, I have Idris Shuaibu of AFF Abuja Flag Football. Is a regular face in the studio here, all the way from Abuja.
Thank you, Mr. Adams. Thank you for having me again.
Always. And to his far right, I have Mr. Lawrence from Lagos. He's the GenSec of NAFA, and he's also a former football player. Good morning, Lawrence.
Thank you. Good morning. Happy to be here.
Yeah, all the way from Lagos. On this show we've been bantering so far. The last time the
ladies were here.
The ladies were here from the Abuja Flag Football. We're stoking the fire for a competition between Lagos and Abuja. Let's see who has the most prominent players and what to display. So let's come. Game Day SWA Sport has put together Game Day for tomorrow, and just so to our viewers across watching, we have tickets to give away from SWA Sport for Game Day. So if you're following us, make sure you follow at SWA Sport, as AFFL at NAFA, and we'll pick randomly for who gets tickets to attend Game Day tomorrow. Back to the guests in the studio. I'll start with you, Lawrence. The concept of Game Day, and bringing together, two groups. You guys are in your second season over there in Lagos. They are going into their fifth season. What kind of impact do you think this will do for the sport?
I mean, to me, this is like a groundbreaking kind of event that we're about to have tomorrow at the Turf Arena. Everyone is looking forward to it. And I'll say it's going to take the sport to another height where we want it to be. That is my expectation, because Lagos versus Abuja, wow, two big rivals.
Two big rivals. Idris, Lagos versus Abuja, we've been stoking the fire from the very first time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So now that it's happening, and how do you feel, and how excited are you for the community of Abuja football?
I'm very, very excited. This is a conversation we've been having for the past 2-3 years now. Yeah. And I'm so excited that, Mr. Lawrence here accepted our request, and, SWA Sports came together to ensure that this program happens. And my people are very excited, and we are ready to go. Yes, sir.
Well, now let me come back to you, Lawrence. When we look at the development of the sports, it's for the very first time I heard about flag football in Nigeria was through Idris. When he came on the show, he actually came with a broken leg. He said, tell us about the development overall, generally about the sport, and for NAFA into his second season, how has it been? Over there, trying to commune so much people. We all know the hassle that Lagos has with traffic, so that can also be injected into how do you mitigate these little errors, that or bridging the gap. How have you been able to put your team together in Lagos to find a groundbreaking solution to certain obstacles and getting to where you are today? Okay,
so you started off by saying the expansion. So I must give credit to SWA Sport for being part of the awareness for expansion and all of these things. So that's a very good one. But for the aspect of NAFA, it's been very great for us in Lagos, because Lagos kind of have a very good structure. NAFA is a grassroots sport. It's a grassroots kind of oriented organization, right? Association. So we kind of like have a very good structure within the grassroots system. So it's easy for things to happen simultaneously without you having, to go distance, travel distance to make things happen. So it's so great. So that kind of model we use in Lagos to achieve is being transferred to other states currently, and that's making things really, really easy. So we have a very good strategic team. I think with that we've been able to achieve so much within a very short time. You can imagine season 1. We had, in Lagos, season 1, we had about 42 schools playing.
Participating.
Yes, wow. and then right now we have about 209 teams from 168 schools going to play season 2. You can imagine that kind of expansion within a year.
Yeah.
So what would you expect from us in the next 2 years
Yeah,
or 1 year?
that would be a really great surge,
Yeah,
and really give kudos to the organizers and the technical parties, involved in bringing this to light. Idris, I'll come to you on the awareness level. Abuja, your community has really taken flag football to a new height. I have friends, who sometimes I don't want to play football anymore. Where you go? I'm going to flag football. You've built that community alongside your crew. You must give kudos to your crew. As we've done the same for NAFA. Tell us about the awareness level in Abuja here. If you want to pinpoint on a range of 1 to 10, how would you say the awareness level is for flag football in Abuja? And similarly, because of the inclusion of female athletes also, how would you rate that?
Well, I believe there's still a long way. We still have a long way to go. But then based on, the awareness, I think people are very aware of the sport. Randomly, people can meet me on the street and just say, Abuja flag? And I'm like, yes, because I think we have gone into different spaces and districts here in Abuja to train, to, continue to sensitize people. We've done walks, we've done charity walks, we've worked with NGOs all over Abuja. And really, the sport is expanding. And, as to the point of Mr. Lawrence here, in terms of the expansion of the sports, we've been getting calls all over the north, like from Jos, from Kaduna, and now there's a friend of mine, Wale. Yeah. He's doing something in Warri. Yeah. They're doing something in Port Harcourt. Exactly, Manuel in Port Harcourt. So literally, the sport is expanding everywhere. And one thing that I believe is, flag football is the future of sports, in my opinion. Why? Because of the inclusion level. Yeah. And we all know that American football is a sport that does not really, have just a specific type of person that plays the sport. Whether you're short, whether you're tall, whether you're fat, whether you're thin, there's a spot for you in the game, right? So it is, and flag football now takes the danger of the injuries, right? And it also has the inclusion level in it. So it is, perfect.
Finally, guys, and I'll start with Lawrence. What's the next agenda for the sport?
Okay, so, for us to have seen that Nigeria is the leading country in American football in the whole of Africa is one thing. So that makes us want to always be ahead. So we have a lot of programs that keeps us ahead all the time. So one of the things we're going to be seeing soon is the senior national team being set up, which right now the registration is currently ongoing, to set up the national team for Nigeria. And that takes us to our first game in Ireland in August, hopefully. Oh, and amazing. Then that prepares us for the World Game. And then also now that NFL, is trying to make things work for Africa, we're now trying to see how we can get into the Olympics with flag football, and then hopefully, but of course Nigeria will still have a lot of things we want to set up, like the tackle league. We won't leave it. Flag is the preparatory level for American football. You need contact. Yeah, so without contact, since it's a non-contact safe for everyone, then after that, the next level is to take it to tackle. So those are the agendas we have.
All right, then. Edie, so next level for us here in Abuja is the fact that, SWA Sport is here creating such events. So tomorrow for game day, what are we expecting from your side and from, what do you think your opponent is bringing to the table?
Well, from our side, I think we are bringing a very well-prepared team. And also we're bringing a crowd that is very, very excited to watch this game, because this is something that we've been hyping for a very long time. On Instagram, in the comment section, like people from Lagos, we go ham with each other, right? So,
Lawrence, are you guys feeling any hostility?
We know that. Of course not. Of course not. We are the father when it comes to football in Lagos. Lagos is the father. All right. And the mother. Father and mother together.
I love to see that. All right, guys, SWA Sports will be giving you game day flag football for first edition tomorrow at Tough Arena. It starts from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. Make sure you're there. And like I mentioned, make sure you're following SWA Sports, NAFA, and AFFL Abuja Flag Football to ensure that you are selected for the giveaway ticket to attend the first edition of the Game Day Flag Football tomorrow. Well, it's been myself, Ayo Adams, speaking with Lawrence from Lagos, from NAFA, and Idris Abuja of AFFL. And, signing off. We went to the street to ask the fans at Onile Corner. Well, Chelsea has been in a little bit of disarray. We're asking them, with the remaining games in the Premier League, do you think Chelsea will suffer relegation? And if they do, how would you feel? This is what they had to say. My name is Ayo Adams. We'll see you same time next week. Bye-bye for now.